Live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News at noon starts now.
The warmest day of the week is upon us, but it doesn't last long. Some showers nearby that will bring a cold front through and change everything.
The campaign trail winds through southeast Michigan today with a vice presidential candidate in town. And a Detroit police officer is recovering after being shot by a suspect with a sawed-off shotgun. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. The prognosis is good for the DPD sergeant whose injuries doctors describe as non-life-threatening. He was pursuing the suspect at a gas station on the city's east side when the shots were fired. Nick Monticelli joins us now live with the very latest. And Nick, I understand you just spoke with the suspect's father?
Rhonda, good afternoon. Yes, it was an interesting interview to talk to the suspect's father, who is pulling no punches. He fully blames his son for what happens, and he is making no excuses. In the meantime, the sergeant who was shot is a 17-year veteran of the Detroit Police Department. He is in St. John Hospital now. He will make a full recovery.
Through the years, I kind of figured something like this was going to happen, but I just didn't know who, when, or where.
Sterling Cromer is the father of the 21-year-old suspect who has not been formally charged yet. But as you heard, he is not surprised his son is accused of shooting a Detroit police officer, but not before carjacking and shooting another victim and shooting his own father. That happened on Sunday. Cromer says there was no argument, no disagreement, nothing.
We were so busy talking that we weren't paying no attention to what he's doing. I mean, because who expecting your child to just come downstairs and shoot you?
The gun used was a sawed-off shotgun, the same one used in the carjacking afterwards and when the Detroit police sergeant was shot the next night. Police found him because relatives tracked the 21-year-old to this Coney Island. The sergeant was shot in his right shoulder. He will recover. A family member who did not want to be on camera apologizes.
I'm just very sorry. I'm just very sorry that my family had to do something like that to an officer. But I told the officer when they were here yesterday, I said, please be careful.
That I apologize for what my son did to him, and I hope that he have a speedy recovery.
Now back out here live, that was a heartfelt apology from the father. We are joined now live by the Detroit Police Chief, James Craig, as he talks to the rest of the media here in Detroit. Chief, the sergeant we know now is Sergeant Ken Stile. Can you tell us more about how he's doing and some of the background on how long he's been with your department?
Ken is still recovering. Certainly we're very fortunate. I had a chance to talk to him last night. I'm going to check on him again today. But certainly this is a serious incident. Anytime a police officer sustains a gunshot wound, and he did, it's serious. The good news certainly is that we're able to talk to him. He's going to recover. Suspect's in custody. And certainly, as you pointed out, I applaud remarks by his dad, who says his son needs to be held accountable. He's going to be held accountable. We'll assure you of that. This cannot continue. We cannot have people believing it's okay to shoot at police officers. That just doesn't work real well.
Chief, we'll continue our conversation in just a moment. Thank you very much. In the meantime, Rhonda, we're going to toss it back to you in the studio. We'll talk to more about the chief, about the suspect's history, what kind of criminal history he has. I was told by his family that he's got a history of carrying a weapon and arson. We're live here at St. John Hospital. Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Sounds like it's important he's now off the street. Nick, thank you. A man in Redford Township is facing sexual assault charges in 2 new cities today. 32-year-old Ike Smith was charged last week in Redford Township for home invasion, armed robbery, and 2 counts of sexual assault. That same day, he was also charged with home invasion and 4 counts of sexual assault for a different incident in Garden City. Well, today, Smith was charged in connection with another sexual assault in Allen Park. Along with the new charges, police are reviewing 2 warrants for Smith in Dearborn Heights as well. Take a live look right now. This is the Diag right in the heart of University of Michigan's Ann Arbor campus, where Democratic Vice Presidential nominee Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia is holding a rally right now. Kaine is focusing on the issues in this year's election that are important to young people, and he is encouraging students to take an active part in this year's campaign. We'll have much more on Senator Kaine's rally coming up on Local 4 News and later newscasts, as he is expected to take the podium shortly there as well. You can also hear it at clickondetroit.com. Detroit.com today. While Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton spends another day at home undergoing treatment for pneumonia, Republican nominee Donald Trump is keeping busy on the campaign trail. Trump will promote new social policies this evening in Pennsylvania. He has a rally planned tomorrow in Canton in the battleground state of Ohio, and he is scheduled to appear on Thursday on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon that you can see right here on Local 4. A first-of-its-kind civil rights lawsuit is being filed on behalf of Detroit Public Schools students. Now, the suit is being filed on behalf of students in Detroit's lowest performing school. It names Governor Rick Snyder, the State Board of Education, and others of violating the 14th Amendment to give students the rights to literacy.
According to national assessment data, which has been collected by the federal government, Detroit public school students rank dead last among all major school districts in literacy. And they have ranked last for the last 4 consecutive reporting periods. This is an abomination.
And we're going to have much more on this lawsuit and the implications later today, more on the school in question as well. And find that right here on Local 4 and click on Detroit.com. In the meantime, another former Detroit public school principal is headed to prison for taking kickbacks in a multi-million-dollar scandal. Stanley Johnson was just sentenced to 15 months in prison. Johnson admitted to accepting $84,000 from school's vendor Norman Shai. He is one of 13 principals and administrators caught in this scandal. Brandon Rue is watching over all of the sunshine on this terrific Tuesday. It's beautiful out, Brandon.
It is really nice. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit. Southwest winds at 11. You can kind of see the flag fluttering down there along the river. We have 75 degrees out. A little freighter activity behind the Rensen over there. We've got temperatures warming up to around 79 degrees at 2 o'clock. We have a mix of sun and some high clouds filling in. We have some rain in part of the state. We're getting some remnant cloud cover blowing off of that storm maker, but it is not over us, so that's good. 82 degrees, the high temperature today. Coming up, we've got that cold front bringing our rain chances and making a difference in the temperatures for the rest of the week and the weekend. We'll share it with you coming up.
Well, we will seize the day in the meantime, Brandon. Thank you. Still ahead, dramatic video of a school bus going up in flames with children on board. Find out who's being called a hero in the aftermath of this one. Plus, why the mayor of Flint is fearing for her safety today. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, do you know what this is? Do you even know how to use this? All right, let me ask you a different question. If one of your coworkers' heart stopped, would you even have the courage to try? Join me today at 4 on First at 4. I've got a story for you that could either change your answer, confirm your answer, or cement your answer.
Welcome back. In Flint, Mayor Karen Weaver says that she feels threatened after a man broke into her office at City Hall. The break-in was discovered on Monday afternoon while Weaver and her staff were in the office at the time. An unfamiliar man was spotted in the office but was escorted out after failing to identify himself. Police were tipped on a possible break-in after evidence of a forced entrance at the office's back door. Now anyone with information is asked to contact Flint police. The newest edition of Apple's operating system will go live today at 1 o'clock. iOS 10. It isn't expected to change too much, but there will be some noticeable differences once you decide to update your iPhone. The lock screen is expected to change slightly from what we're used to, as Apple is hoping to add even more information to the front page of your phone. Along with that, improved Siri software, newer keyboards, and more apps are expected as well. We do have a reminder about an important event that's coming up. If you want to join the Organ Donor Registry or learn more about being an organ donor from actual families that have done it, you can find a link right now on the health page of clickondetroit.com, and then join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. There's going to be a big rally in Detroit, right downtown at Campus Martius Park, called Donate Life in the D. It's a celebration of donors, donor families, and patients still waiting for that precious gift of life. Again, you can find all the details on the health page of clickondetroit.com, or just plan on coming down tomorrow at 11 at Campus Martius. Still ahead, a bus driver becomes a hero when this fire breaks out on board. What she did to make sure that every student got off of that bus safely. Brandon?
Kind of a different look here downtown from the Penobscot building, some of the receivers and towers out there, but we're seeing some freighter activity. A beautiful day on the Detroit River. Temperatures into the middle and upper 70s now, on their way up. But rain on the way will change temperatures from here on out.
Giving our kids
attention.
A frightening scene out of Maryland. Take a look at this. This is where a bus driver saved all 20 kids on board that bus after it burst into flames. You can see just how big the flames are as that bus burns right in the middle of a neighborhood. Luckily, though, the driver responded quickly as she walked each student out one by one before abandoning that vehicle altogether. Thanks to her heroic acts, none of the children were injured. The cause of that fire, though, still remains under investigation. How scary is that? Well, you don't want to miss Ellen today. It is a huge day filled with big names, including one of the most powerful women in the world.
Please welcome my co-host for the day, the First Lady, Michelle Obama.
For the first time in the show's history, Michelle Obama is going to co-host The Ellen Show for the entire hour. Plus, NBA superstar Steph Curry is stopping by to talk about what it's really like to golf with the Commander-in-Chief.
You should trash talk back, Steph.
Give him some things to say.
I wasn't comfortable.
Talk about his ears.
Oh.
Here's one. As you're putting, you want to say, the shadow from your ears is really messing up my putt.
That's a good one. Curry also reveals a very important project that he's working on for kids and families. Plus, the lineup's huge. I said that right. Bradley Cooper is going to be surprising the First Lady, apparently with a little secret about his underwear. And Usher is performing as well. Yes, all in one show starting at 3 o'clock right here on Local 4 News. So you do not want to miss that.
And there's going to be some dancing.
You know there's going to be dancing. So start right at the very beginning because that's when all the dancing happens.
Right.
In the meantime, you really want to be outside today. It's so pretty. And
until 3.
Sounds like, you know, our days might be numbered in terms of being this perfect.
Yeah, this warm. This is the warmest day of the week. We should get into the low 80s. We're almost there. We've got 75 degrees at noon. Southwest winds are about 11. They'll be, upwards of 15 to maybe 18 miles an hour at times through the afternoon. But humidity is not terrible, so we're in pretty good shape. 82 the afternoon high. Yes, the warmest day of the week. For most of us, it's this milky sky with high clouds coming, blowing off of a rainmaker that is nearby, but not an impact for us. So we're looking pretty good. 63 degrees. We have showers now approaching the Thumb region, and they'll continue through the evening hours in our north zone. But scattered showers arrive here in Metro Detroit probably after about 3 a.m. Wednesday and should last or be around for several hours tomorrow. This evening's game at Comerica, Tigers and Twins, looks pretty good. Tailgating in 80-degree weather, not bad, right? 75 degrees at 8 p.m. and falling down to around 70 degrees as you're walking out of the ballpark. Here are some of those showers, really dwindling as they approach the Thumb, so not a major concern here for anything. Earlier, we had a marginal risk for severe weather. That has been removed from the Storm Prediction Center. Waiting on this cold front. This is the spark for these showers, and it's moving very slowly, barely moved at all today. It's not stationary, so it is moving, but it's just going slow. And again, sometime after midnight here, you notice through the afternoon and evening, just a couple of showers in the north zone, nothing violent. But as we head through the morning hours tomorrow, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., waiting for that cold front to pass through, and the timing is everything because until it moves all the way through, the rain chances will exist here through the morning, and it could slow your morning drive down a little bit. Most of the day dries out. We look pretty good behind that cold front. Temperatures in the upper 60s to near 72 degrees. Some of our north zone and outlying areas may not get quite that warm, and temperatures getting cool again in the overnights. Thursday, Friday morning, we'll have some of our suburbs in the 40s, while it's low 50s to middle and upper 70s on Friday and Saturday. Saturday rain chances, football fans, don't worry too much. That should be over with by about lunchtime. Oh, it's time for Tasty Tuesday. And the building they're in dates back to the 1800s, but the restaurant filling the seats in Detroit is practically brand new. It's called Parks and Rec Diner, putting tasty twists on breakfast and knocking it out of the park. About a year ago, Parks and Rec parked its palate-pleasing diner in the castle known as the Grand Army of the Republic building on Grand River, downtown Detroit.
It was built in 1899 by the Civil War veterans.
The history here is now matched by the cuisine. Parks and Rec serves breakfast all day, sourcing ingredients from local farms before it comes to your table. An instant classic here?
We do bake our cinnamon rolls to order, and they come with a great orange icing on top of it, and they all are served in little cast iron skillets that they're baked in.
The options are outstandingly all over the map. You can get shrimp and grits, or a bologna sandwich, steak tips and eggs, or eggs your way. You want bacon?
We have lamb bacon, and we smoke the bacon and we slice it all on property. We do that with our regular bacon too.
Parks and Rec GM Lisa Carlton says they bake their own breads, from the brioche French toast to a must-have toast for egg dipping.
We make our own yogurt and granola, and if you want something on the lighter side, that's good.
The menu is new every weekend and farm fresh all week long. Parks and Rec Diner sits in an old Civil War building, capturing the ambience of that time period. War vets and civilians alike should know that each person is the most important customer.
When people drop in, we always want to talk to them. We want to hear their stories.
Parks and Rec Diner offering you 10% off of your entrees for the rest of the day. You have to mention Tasty Tuesday. They're right on Grand River, Cass, and Adams in that little triangle spot downtown Detroit, and they're open, I believe, until 3 p.m., so you still have a chance to get over there for lunch.
Food is so good.
It was great.
And grits, I'm still thinking about it from this morning.
With a little kick to it.
Yes,
right?
it was a little on the spicy side. Well, next here at noon, the power of a half-eaten burrito and how it may have saved a tiny life.
Kevin Dietz, Karen Drew, the longest-running investigative team in Detroit. You can depend on the defenders.
Love your broken chairs, dirty walls, peeling paint. This is not an abandoned building. Right now, you're inside a Detroit public school.
The school needs a lot of help, and the students need help.
Now we reveal Help Me Hank, the school project.
We have assembled a big team, and you'll watch it all unfold as we breathe new life into this old school building.
I'd like for my children to feel special because the children at Thurgood Marshall are special.
See the transformation for yourself.
They look very nice and very clean.
Our special report and our big announcement tonight at 11.
Sometimes it's extreme situations that you discover that kittens love burritos.
Who knew? But that's exactly what happened. We wanted to show you this kitten in California that was saved by the love for Mexican food. The little kitty was stuck in a drain pipe when 2 cops were called in to the rescue. While they certainly aren't animal experts, the duo got creative and lured the hungry cat out with a half-eaten burrito, and it worked.
Chicken, rice, and beans, if you're curious.
Have a good day, everybody.
Help